Hi guys, my name is Brandon. I'm going to be showing you a mission here for a future settlement of the Minutemen. This is the ghoul settlement known as, what was it, Slog, I believe it is. Anyway, I'm going to show you the tactical difference between using power armor, which I'm wearing now, and not wearing power armor. So, let's get the show on the road. I'm going to leave my power armor here for the moment, and this is my favorite power armor out of the 7 or 8 sets that I own. It's the one I have obviously upgraded the most, but you can be a lot more stealthy without it. Sure, you take more damage. I mean, if you prefer brute force, that's fine, but I find that, let's see here, if you can use an artillery strike, it can be 10 times more deadly than just running in with your power armor. Now, I don't have very much armor left, or ammo left for my Gauss rifle, so I'll be switching to my recon sniper here. And just as I thought, anytime you see these military checkpoints, there are usually military personnel still by. And since this war happened, a couple hundred years ago, you guessed it, military personnel usually includes robots. Now, while on very hard, I do not like fighting robots very much. There are, however, certain things you will find at these checkpoints, such as power armor and ammunition, obviously. So it's always a good idea to, run in there and see what you can find. Most of my power armor I have found in... Oop. So we're going to do this, because I was spotted a little early. Man's best friend right there, boys and girls. Man's best friend. Wow. Now, here we go. The artillery strike has come. We're going to sit back and watch the fireworks. And of course, the blow fire has to get involved in this. Ooh, an Assaultron. I did not want to see that. Thank you very much. Close fire is always the best, I've found. You chuck it in there and then you run in close, and if you can keep them at bay by firing at them, because unlike the Assaultron, the Mr. Gutsy is more of a mid-range type fighter, so I do find it best. Let's stim pack here real quick, just in case we find another one. And that was quite beautiful. But that was not actually our mission. This is just a midway point, I believe. So, we should actually, because we only have 15 minutes, I'm just going to come back to this and I'll collect whatever is there. I'm not seeing any signs of like a power suit or anything, so let me show you this on the map real quick, just in case you're wondering if there is one here. So between Breakheart Banks and the Slog, oh, and look here, we do actually have one of my settlements that is right close. So we're going to do an artillery strike on Breakheart Banks, which is full of super mutants. These super mutants are more, let's say, what's the word I should use? Basically, nuclear weapons don't hurt them for shit. I mean, you can still kill them with them, but if I was going to use, say, my fat man or my fat boy on an enemy, I would prefer a human or, say, like an animal. The super mutants, they are pretty resilient when it comes to mini nukes. I mean, they have guys that carry them around in their friggin' arms, suiciders, so obviously, they're not afraid of them. Not like they should be. I'm afraid of them. Good God, I've probably killed myself with the mini nuke more times than I can count. Well, not honestly, maybe 4 or 5 times. That is still quite a bit. Now, the tactical advantage of not having power armor on is you can be quite a bit more stealthy. See, in power armor, I would be in danger at this point. So what we're going to do is call down an artillery strike on them. And the grenades in this game, if you haven't noticed, they don't have an arc projection like they do in some other shooters I've found. So you just kind of gotta best guess it. Use them a lot. I mean, don't buy them. I don't buy grenades. But I do get rid of them when I have them. So let's try this. And I'm going to call down a couple different strikes. Hopefully I have 2 guns in range from 2 different settlements. And then, artillery is still reloading. Of course it is. So I'm going to stand up and I'm going to get their attention now. Because I know the artillery is coming. Here we go. But I'm going to do a tactical retreat. As I showed you on the map, I have a settlement that is not far from here. So I'm going to go and get my settlers joined in on this battle. I do not like to travel with a companion. I use my dog most of the time, mostly because I can carry more by myself without having to get somebody else involved. So now that they know something's going on, here we go. Ooh, he's gonna bite me right in the ass. Watch. Oh, he's dead. And the cow is not. And we have an enforcer, so let's just do our thing here. Oh, of course. Now, if you have not seen the Gauss rifle in action, now is a good time too. It is a badass weapon. Does more damage than most of the guns that you can call. Obviously, a gun that costs 17 bottle caps a friggin' bullet is going to be pretty powerful. So, I guess most of the guys should have been taken out because nobody is following me. Let's duck down here. No, they are not. Dog seems to have found something. Let's see here. Yes, I see you, buddy. What? Okay, so there is something in here that he wants me to pay attention to. This must be it right here. Okay. Thank you. Moving on. Now let's go see what is still standing in the settlement over. Now obviously this Breakheart Banks is going to be a settlement you can take on in the future. I have not got to that point yet, but from the looks of it, as you notice, it is a farm, so I'm sure at some point in the game you'll be able to take it over. So obviously there are still our legendary is still standing. So I have found the best way to take out legendaries is to cripple them. Especially once they have mutated. Their accuracy becomes off. They can't hit you for shit. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to aim at this fucker's arm. We're going to try and blow the motherfuckers off. And he is dead. Now, in case I cannot find my way back to him, obviously the legendaries carry some of the best offensive items in the game, sometimes defensive. So we're going to switch over to frag grenades just in case. Now, I think... Okay, we got a hound here. I'm not going to waste my action points for that. Wow. Okay, so... Thank you. Molotov in the face. Makes life great. Fucking mutated hound. Alright, I am running very low on Gauss ammunition now, so we're just gonna have to finish this off quickly. I'm sure here we go. Close-up headshots with the Gauss. Awesome. Okay, so we have a master in this building now, and if none of you have fought a master before, they're at least as strong as most of the upper legendaries you'll find, the enforcers, the brutes. So we're just gonna chuck... Oop, we're just gonna blow myself up. Another thing they could have done better in this game is you got this big ass opening in the side of a wall. How bad does this guy throw? I mean, look at this. Look at this. He cannot get it through this big ass hole in the wall. I mean, come on. No damage to speak of. Now, I was explaining to you guys the resilience of the Super Mutant and the Mini Nuke. I'm about to show you. Half the life. Direct hit, half the life. 2 Mini Nukes, and that bastard is still alive. So, I can pretty much pick where I want to kill him at. Let's do the right arm 4 times just to be safe. And now that fucker is dead. And we got another one alive. I am moving a little further south as the game goes on, and yes, it does get a little bit harder the further south you go. But it's getting to the point where I cannot kill one enemy with 2 Mini Nukes. I mean, what would you do in my situation? Now, I have already turned the game down on hard difficulty and then turned it back up to very hard. Survivalist, I tried for a time. It is, as you'd expect, very hard. So, I do like a challenge, but I also want it to be somewhat realistic. Now, I can understand some of the legendaries taking a couple Mini Nukes. I've had some that have taken 4 or 5 Mini Nukes, but when it is a regular opponent and I cannot kill them with 2 Mini Nukes, you know it is time to stop moving south and go do some more side missions. You need to level up a little bit more. As you can see here, we still have 2 enemies that I can see. And since I'm not very afraid of them, I'm going to go and show you what level I am. I am a level 42 at the moment, and I am, let's move to the map here, I am not very south at all. Honestly, I am more east than south. The further south you get along this region, and the further east you get over in this region, you start running into things like Deathclaws, Alpha Deathclaws, them sorts of things. Things that you would rather not fight alone, honestly, especially on this difficulty. I have found that even at a level 40 something, some of these things are still very hard to kill. And I am not very far still in the main story of the game. So I would recommend doing quite a few